Hello, guys. Moby Dragon Duck here with a stream of something other than Rust. Thank God, because I was at the end of my rope. I really was. Rust alone is just like impossible. Oh man. So I have played this game once before, like right after it came out. I never updated the game now. I played on the base game before any of the updates, so this will be interesting. I played the Wretch the first time, so I don't know any of the other classes. I am receiving a call. Sorry about that. Man, couldn't just ignore it. It was my family. They know I was doing this, so I figured it would be something important. But oh well. I don't know who to pick. Like I said, played the Wretch last time. I don't want to play a mage. I don't like mages in Dark Souls. They feel kind of cheap. Or Souls games. So let's go warrior. Ooh, dual wielders. I played a dual wielder last game, so you know what? Let's go plain old heavy sword and board health strength kind of character. Of course, gotta name it Moby Dragon Duck. There's nothing else to name it. Body type B, age young, vagabond, keepsake. Okay, let's see. Golden seed. Duh. I mean, I really don't care that much. Let's see. Okay. I really don't care about any of this. Yeah. You're gonna see nothing anyway. Sure. Who cares? I'm not playing this game to look unique. I'm playing this game to kick some butt. Excuse me. As I said, it's been like well over a year since I've played this game now, I'd say.
Was shattered. In our home, across the fog, the lands between.
I absolutely adored the first game. Absolutely adored it. It was just the first Dark Souls. Second Dark Souls, even better. Third Dark Souls, yeah, I mean, it wasn't bad. I still really enjoyed it. It was just worse than the first and the second, in my opinion.
Godwyn the Golden was first to perish. Soon, Marika's offspring, the demigods, flew into the shards
of the Elden Ring.
The mad taint of their newfound strength triggered the shattering.
That was a really odd boss, if I remember correctly.
A war from which no war arose. A war leading to abandonment by the greater will.
By the greater will.
Oh, rise now, ye tarnished, ye dead who yet live. The call of long-lost grace speaks to us all. Horalu, chieftain of the Badlands, the ever-brilliant Gold Mask. Fear, the deathbed companion, the loathsome Dung-Eater, and Sir Gideon Ofnir, the all-knowing.
He likes Sir Gideon a lot, doesn't he? The all-knowing. Right? Whatever, man. Chill.
And one other, whom grace would again bless. A tarnished of no renown.
No renown. Well, that's what I'll change to.
Across the fall, to the lands between. To stand before the Elden Ring.
I don't remember this beginning scene at all.
And become the Elden Lord.
I just remember spending lots and lots of time in particular places. See, as I said, that's the pre-order bonus if I remember correctly, so. As I said, I did not. Yeah. Ooh, yay. What? Uh-oh. I did not think about where I put my frickin'... Oops. This is a problem. Oh, this is very much a problem. Oh boy. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Come on. I am never gonna beat this guy. Especially when I can't even see what I have equipped. I'll be fine. Charge! No big deal. Ow. Oh, that was pure luck. Ow. It's been too long. I'm doomed. Haha. You thought I was susceptible. But I am king. Ah. Ow. Yeah. That didn't end well. Better than my first time, actually. And considering how long it's been since I played, I did pretty good. I haven't played a Souls-like game in a long time, so... Oh... do I need that? Do they still have the jump attack in this game? I don't even remember. I guess I probably better go. Oops. I'll be fine. Hi, I can see. Crimson Tears. Awesome, I can heal. Might as well take this, so. Yeah, I know. I went down here for basic controls, because it's been a long time. Yeah, how do I change to two-handed? I don't even know how I did that. Ow! I'm no good at this game anymore. It makes me sad. Guarding. Oh, wow. Oh, I forgot about that. Forgot how they made that so much, blocking so much better with that. Instinctively go for the right button and jump. Oh! A triangle plus L and R to wield with two hands. What's up? It's my first stream of Elden Ring, so welcome. I haven't played Elden Ring since it first came out. I only ever played it before it got any of its updates. I have not played it since then. It's been a very long time. But I haven't even played a Souls-like game in over a year and a half. Even though still, Dark Souls is probably my favorite game series of all time. Oh man, my parry time is so bad. Oh no. It's a good thing that I am playing Sword and Board. Pretty easy class in my opinion. I might change. I was planning on doing a shield only run once I get past the tutorial.
I love him too. What's your favorite? Mine's definitely Bloodborne.
Oof. Yeah, mine, I have to say, which is very controversial. Most people would very much disagree with me. Dark Souls 2. That is my favorite, I think. Oh, jumping. How do I even jump? I don't remember how to... Oh, wait. Duh. There we go. That's right.
That's the only one I've never played. TBH Lowell, you recommend it?
Oh, I totally would. It is still my favorite out of all the Souls games. But then again, I was not too impressed with Bloodborne. I would rather just play the original Dark Souls. But then again, my biggest issue with Bloodborne was the camera. It was the worst thing. The camera of Bloodborne drove me insane. It was so bad for me. I made it past like 4 bosses, and like every single boss I played, my camera was so zoomed in on the boss, I couldn't even see where I was. And I don't know whether it was a system setting or game setting that I messed up, but it was just awful. And I couldn't bring myself to finish it out after that. I still own the game. Oh, I just killed myself. Death number 1. I haven't even left the tutorial. Great job, me. Great. Oh, man. But, yeah. Wasn't the biggest fan of Bloodborne, but I still love the Souls-like style. By far my favorite genre of game still. Ow! How did I dual wield? How do I dual hand this again? Oh, there we go. Ow.
Well, damn, it sucks. It's definitely a whole different feel from the others, I agree. And you kinda locked into one kind of play style.
Yeah, that's what I really liked about the second Dark Souls. It felt a lot freer compared to the other 2 Dark Souls. I like the power stance for dual wielding the best of any of the games so far. It just worked out the best in my opinion. And I mean, you can just have fun with it. Like I had such high stats in the one game of Dark Souls 2 that I played. I was dual wielding ultra great swords. And it was quite effective. I mean, you can just do stupid stuff like that and still have a lot of fun and still be pretty badass in the second one. Plus, I just think the map is very pretty compared to the other ones. Sure, it's still got some deep, dark, gloomy areas like you'd expect from Dark Souls, but it's also got some beautiful areas to go along with it, so it doesn't feel quite just all dark and dreary.
Demon Souls, mostly just cause the nostalgia.
I guess I could see that. I was really enjoying my playthrough of Demon Souls I did a little while ago. I never got to finish that though, because I got other games and I had people who wanted to play games with me, so I just kind of like, I chilled and stopped playing it for a while. I'm just focused on playing all the online games like Apex and all that stuff, and I'm just finally getting back to getting to play some games for myself. You know, because as I said, Soulsborne's probably my favorite genre. So I just haven't played one in a long time.
It's pretty long. Are you emulating it or playing the remake?
The remake of Demon's Souls. Because I'm a PS5 gamer. I'm even streaming right now on the PS5. Yeah. Most people don't believe that I'm streaming on a PS5. They think that it's too smooth and too good looking to be a PS5. But I'm like, no, it really is. Kind of amazed how well it's working myself. But I'm not a computer person. I don't know anything about computers, so it's just kind of like, ooh, might as well. Summoning pools. No, thank you. I don't need anyone else. Haha.
I can't play the remake unfortunately yet, but I emulate the PS3 Demon's Souls and Dark Souls all the time.
Oh, I forgot about that attack. That is not good. Oh, that is not good either. Oh! Yeah, when I first got Dark Souls, I was at this second-hand game store. And back in this time, I only had... The systems I had to play on were Wii and an Xbox 360. And I was at this game store, and I had like 3 games in hand, because they were really cheap there. I got like Dark Souls for $10. I mean, that was how cheap it was. But, so I go to the game store, I got between that and Dragon's Dogma, and I don't know, just decided to get Dark Souls. I don't know what told me to, and I am so glad I did, because that has shaped my whole gaming experience ever since. I love that game like more than anything I had ever played, and it shaped my opinion of gaming in general in a more positive light. I was starting to get tired of all the RPGs that all felt the same. Like after Skyrim, they all tried to follow a similar formula, and then you got the Ubisoft formula, which is different, but they're mostly all the same. And then I played Dark Souls, and it just brought gaming back to life for me. It made me see the beauty in a bunch of games again.
Most people's experience with any Souls games back then are real just like, what is this? Looks intriguing.
And then, I don't know, because I've never been particularly skilled at any game. The only way I get better is by continuously bashing my head against something over and over again. And I don't know, I think Dark Souls just kind of got that feel. Like, never particularly great at shooters. It takes me so long to get up to the level that my brothers that I play shooters with all the time start at. Ow! Oh! That was a good combo. Ooh! Back up. Ooh! No! I remember sitting here trying this guy for like 3 hours when I first loaded up this game. And I finally decided, oh, I'll come back in a couple levels. I'm really excited for when that DLCs for this is supposed to come out. That'll be fun. Come on.
The question is how long it's gonna take you to decide that this time or not.
I don't know, I'm doing a lot better this go around, each individual try, than I did the first go around. Because the first go around, I was always used to playing it on the older consoles where there was a little bit of a button delay. And then this came and I was just like, oh, the button delay is not that big of a thing anymore. I mean, there's still one, but it's not drastic at all. It's not even a big deal. Ooh! Oh! Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Sword and board for the win! No! Oh, I forgot about that move. Whew. Wow, he knocks you all over the place with that move. Oh, this is not good. Come on, come on, come on, come on. I forgot how much harder the second phase was. Ooh, nice combo. Iframes! Oh, I thought I had one more. That's not good. Oh, that is so not good. It's over. I'm still alive somehow. Not that that really matters. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Man. Oh, that feeling of the bosses in Dark Souls. You mean like Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter? Yeah, I got one of them when I moved out when I got older. But when I moved out, I didn't really have I didn't really have a lot of people to play them with. Because the whole best part about fighting games, in my opinion, is playing them with somebody you know. So, not being able to play them with anybody when I moved out, I was just kind of like, ugh. Well, it's not like they're bad. I enjoyed Mortal Kombat 11. Because my mother refused to let me play that when I was younger. Any of the Mortal Kombats or Street Fighters. She wouldn't even let me play Super Smash Brothers when I was younger. But yeah, I think she finally let me play Super Smash Brothers when I was like 17. Like, wow. but I absolutely adore Super Smash Brothers, and Mortal Kombat is by far my favorite fighting game that I've played. Because although I thought Mortal Kombat was clunky, I had no idea just how clunky fighting games could be at the time. I'm like, this is clunky, I don't know whether I like this. And then I tried Street Fighter V, and I'm like, oh, never mind. If I thought Mortal Kombat was bad... Ooh, I thought he was going for a downward attack that time. No, 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 no. Oh, come on, no. Ow!
Smash games I've only played more. I've played a little MK2. Have you heard of Tekken?
I've heard of Tekken. I was curious to try it, because it's one of the other fighting games I've heard about, but I didn't really feel like trying another fighting game at that point, because I had already played Street Fighter V and Mortal Kombat 11. I even tried the Guilty Gear. That was awful. I don't want to talk about that. I hated it. It was so bad. But Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter wasn't bad, but Mortal Kombat's still better in my opinion. But I did want to try Tekken before I had tried Guilty Gear, and I'm just like, maybe I'm just not the biggest fighting game person. I mean, sure, I'll play them, they're fun, but...
Which Guilty Gear? Strive? Or XRD?
Strive. The new... I think it's new. Relatively. Why am I dual-handing my shield? I mean, it's actually working out pretty well. Don't ask me how. I did want to do a shield-only run. Let's see if I can do it. Cute. Your efforts are futile against the power of the shield. Oh my gosh, the damage is so slow, but I am so much better off. You running from me, you coward! What? What attack did he hit me with? How much poise damage does the shield do? But a game that I tried recently, actually that was what my last stream was Rust, and may I just say, I don't know how I feel about it. Because I've played survival games, I like survival games, but online survival games, ooh, that's another ball game that I'm not quite sure I like being a part of. Because there's not a lot of survival game playing for the online survival games. It's all more or less just them trying to kill you and you trying to survive, whatever it takes. Alright, that's it, you. Come on. I'm t- Yeah. I used to play a lot of Minecraft. Oh! Because there's any way I'd be alive after being crushed by a shield that big, but hey, I'll take it. Ow! I'm gonna regen my stamina a bit. Minecraft is a good game. I just don't know if I would call it a game that I'd want to sit down and play for a long period of time anymore, because it just gets boring eventually. But I used to love to just sit down and play the survival mode, collect resources, and build stupid things. Like, I never got to do it, but I had a plan one time. I had almost flattened out an entire desert region on the map, and I was going to make a giant watermelon palace. Never made it to that, but it was fun along the way, so, you know. Yeah. I hadn't tried Minecraft until it had already become really, really popular. And I mean really, really popular. I always thought Minecraft would be a really stupid game that wouldn't really be a lot of fun, and then I tried it, and I'm like, wow, I stand wholly corrected. I mean, that was a lot of fun. But survival games and building games get stale. That's what I like about skill-based RPGs and stuff, because it just hits harder whenever you do well, and it doesn't feel repetitive to an extent. I mean, sure, trying the same boss over and over again may be repetitive, but the game itself isn't repetitive. That's right, I'm starting to remember your timings. I had to say something. I just had to. Next time I think I'm gonna have to put my foot in my mouth and just, you know, stay quiet. I was doing really good that run though. I might just have to move on though.
When I was a freshman in high school, a kid in my robotics club had it on his laptop and I tried it and immediately fell in love. Of course, TH.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a bad game. It really was a great game. And they just kept adding more and more to it over the years. I'm sure one year, well in the future, I'm gonna get on, be like, I haven't played this in forever. I want to see what it's done, and I'm gonna be amazed. But, I mean, until then, I'm just kind of tired of it. Like, the last update I extensively played was, which was, I want to say it was the aquatic update that added the, like, coral and stuff. It's been a while. The Tridents. Yes. I'll come back one day. Just like you hit a tired of it arc of every game eventually, for every genre of game. It just depends on how long it takes for you to reach that point. Because Souls games, I hit a tired of it arc after Elden Ring, because I had played so much Elden Ring. I played the game for like 70 hours or something. And then I'm just like, I'm gonna take a break from Souls-like games for a while. I took a lot longer of a break than I expected, but the beauty of it just... I started streaming Rust, and I started getting so irritated because of all the people that could kill me, or that would just keep killing me, stopping me from building up anything, so it wasn't even really particularly a fair fight. They charge at me with guns when I had nothing but a pickaxe and an axe. I mean, I don't know about you, but I don't think that sounds very fair. And, well, it made my life a living hell. I remember there was this one time, I played it recently, trying it with someone else to see if it would be less painful. I played it, and we were stuck inside our house for like half an hour, because on either side of us there was somebody that was holed up in a tower they made, sniping anybody who comes into sight. They don't even come down to loot your corpse or anything, they just snipe you for fun. And it sucks a lot. What? I should be dead right now, by all means. Iframes! Oh, jeez! Man, that guy loves that move. Not the shield pound! Oh, God! That was the worst time for that. Oh! Oh, the feeling. The heart pumping. This is gonna be fun. But I know I'm no god tier gamer in these games, so I knew that my incredible plays were not going to attract. Oh yeah. There is one genre of game I refuse to play, and that is horror games. I will not play them. I do not do well with horror. And then horror games especially, I just can't deal with the sudden spikes of noise and all that stuff that you'll get in them. And things coming out of the dark. I'm not even afraid of dark in the real life, in, you know, normal life, but in horror games it terrifies me. I don't know why. Probably because you know that there's probably something lurking in there. Where it's dark around here, you know there's probably not something lurking in there.
Maybe that's part of why you didn't like Bloodborne, where it's basically horror.
Possibly. I don't mind dark and gritty stuff, but when it comes to a horror aspect, I don't like it. This guy is a lot harder than I remember now. I was saying I was doing better before, but I remember being able to pick up on his patterns a lot easier, just not being strong enough, because when I played this game, the one run I did of it, where I played for like 70 hours, I played a wretch. So when I started out, I was level 1 with a club, you know, basic. I haven't played a set class in a Souls game in such a long time, I thought I'd give it a shot. I think the only time I played a set class in the Souls game was my very first run of Dark Souls 1. I played the Pyromancer class. And then I pretty much refused to play mages because they're just kind of overpowered compared to melee people. And the melee, just being up close and personal in combat, is so much more exciting. Don't get me wrong, magic users can do some pretty awesome stuff in this game. The spells are cool, and the damage they do is amazing, but I just don't get the appeal. But that's also why I am far more medieval style than I am even fantasy magic. The only time I Yeah? Oh, come on! I was not expecting that to stagger him. I got completely confused for a second there. I've never staggered this guy before, so I was not expecting that. I don't even play archers, because I just don't like archers in this game. You know, it's crazy when I can go like short sword deck style, but I can't do like archer deck style. Short sword dagger, that's fun, but like oh boy. I was blocking that, but okay. So close! But close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, as the saying goes.
I go for katanas.
Yeah, I forgot that that's considered a dex weapon. I don't really use katanas in these games. But I also know that a lot of the dex swords also need you to have faith. They designed it that way. I don't know why, but they did. And I think priest spells are probably the most worthless thing in Dark Souls. There's only a couple that are worth anything. Like the original Dark Souls, I tried playing through as a priest once. I made it like not even a quarter of the way through, and I'm like, this isn't worth it. It's a nightmare. Because I've played so many, the first Dark Souls so many times, because I own the remastered version and the old version. Granted, I don't have an Xbox 360 anymore, so I left my old version at my family's house, because it's technically their Xbox 360, because that was the gaming console of my childhood. Ah, the bleed buildup. I hear that that's just so ridiculously powerful in this game. I never go for ailments because they never seem to work. I think my favorite ailment of all time was probably frostbite. I love me some frostbite. Back in the older ones. Which one was it that had a lot of frostbite? I don't remember. That sounds about right. 50 times your normal hits. Yeah, what was the move? That move that I kept hearing a lot about. The like series of 3 slashes that caused a ton of bleed buildup. I don't remember. Ah, jeez. I have not played plain Sword and Board in so long. Usually when I play these games now, I always go with heavy weapons. Two-handed heavy weaponry. I don't know how to do with that anymore. Make sure I could two-hand a weapon and play with light rolls no matter what. I never play with the dumpling rolls, as I like to call it. It's the dumpling rolls. That might be what it is. Because I played well before any updates, as I said earlier, so I used like one of the best swords in the game back then that they made the stat requirement for like ridiculous. It's like 30 of intelligence, faith, dex, and strength to wield now or something crazy like that. But back when I played, it was something like 12 each. So I used that. And I didn't even know about that until I was talking to someone else who was playing it, and they're like, oh man, that sword is so hard to be able to use. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's only 12 of each stat requirement. They're like, have you updated the game? I'm like, of course it is. Nah. Nothing wrong with that strategy, I suppose. Certainly make taking out this guy easier if I had it, I'm sure. But would it make it as fun? That's the question. Maybe it would make it more fun just because I could kill him. Oh. Come on. Come on, my little brother could have done this. My little brother almost beat this game with nothing but a torch at level 1.
I like to do gun stuff fast.
Ow! I deserve that. Can I parry this guy? I'm so bad at parrying, though. I would just get killed. A lot. That's one thing I was never particularly good at in Souls games, parrying. No matter how much I tried to train myself at it, I always do not do so well. So, I don't even know if this guy is parryable, though. I think there are some daggers with parries, too. Bye-bye. You're gonna go, yep, I knew what you were doing. It's amazing. I know what he's gonna do now for the most part. I just can't do anything to stop it. Because for the most part, you want to be on the side of him that attack hits. And that hits like his entire side. Ow. Oh! Have a little bit of mercy. Oh! That move always throws me for a loop when he uses it. Oh, no, 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 no. Wow, I was not aware that that attack was 2 hits. Well, that sucked. Ugh. Maybe it was the coffee I chugged to stay semi-awake for this, but my heart is pounding so hard right now. You know, I've watched no-hit runs of bosses and all sorts of stuff in the Souls games before on YouTube. And I'm just sitting there thinking how. And then I watched my little brother do a level 1 torch only run. Nothing but level 1 and torch. And he gets to the fire giant. And then he's like, oh, this is too much time. I don't have time for this.
Best thing to do is try and get behind him while he's in the air.
And yeah, if I was playing an agility character, somebody who doesn't dumpling roll or fat roll or whatever you want to call it, I might be able to. But it's a dumpling rolling knight. I don't know. Maybe if I break off the block and run instead. But then I need to have enough time to speed up. Which, you go from 0 to 60 pretty fast on your run, so... Maybe I'll try that strategy. This sounds like a pretty good idea.
Or does your character fat roll? Yeah, I guess that's out of the picture.
Yep. The knight apparently naturally starts out fat rolling. I did not think any of the classes fat roll. Actually... It might be it might be a medium roll. I don't know whether they have a medium roll in this one. It's been a while. No point in retrieving the loss. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Nice. Nice. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh, that was not the attack I thought he was going for. That hurt. That was the attack I thought he was going for. Yes. Stop ramming at me with your horse, you savage. Your horse is not a weapon. Ow. There goes Mr. Shieldy. You know, he's far more fearsome with his shield than his halberd. I don't know why he's not just wielding that as his primary weapon. Ow! Bro. Oh, shit, no! How am I still alive? I'll take it. Ow! Oh! Man, I have not played a sword and boards in so long. It's so nice being able to block moves. Feels good. Ow! Does not feel particularly good him breaking your block every time, but it feels pretty good being able to block in general. Nice. Oh! If I was a little bit closer, I think he would have just busted right through my shield there. Oh! He didn't hit me with max damage. Oh, I thought that was it there. Dude, chill out with the shield. Like, I know that's your weak point. I'm gonna just spam it until you die. I swear the bosses learn what you're... No! It wasn't the attack I thought it was. Oh... Okay, I'll do a couple more tries and then leave this guy be, I think. Because as good as it feels for me to keep trying over and over again, it's probably boring you. And it's fine, I'll find something else to fight. Oh, come on. Maybe I'll go find a Crucible Knight. I remember those guys being a lot of fun. Uh-oh. I'm gonna just shirk away now.
These games almost never bore me.
Yeah. I've watched many streams of Elden Ring now, and even if it's somebody I don't even particularly like watching stream, that I only like a few of their on and off streams, I almost always like their Elden Ring or the couple Dark Souls streams I've actually been able to find. Like, nobody streams that game anymore, which makes me sad. I understand why, but it still makes me sad. Your second, huh? Well, I'm glad I can give you I hope, relatively decent experience for your second stream. On watching Elden Ring at least. Just know, I'm not that good. You'll see people who will put me to shame with only one hand. Oh, mama. Oh, mama. Yeah! Although I'm not as bad as I thought I would be playing it again for the first time in a long time, so I'm happy enough.
The other is a guy that streams mostly Tekken, and sometimes plays Souls games.
Huh. That's an odd combo. Ow. That's not cool. Didn't your mother ever tell you it's not polite to slash people? Or bash people? Or just downright attack people. It's quite rude. Oh god! Ooh! I don't know what the hell. When healing actually ends up hurting you, when trying to heal actually ends up hurting you. The Soulsborne way. Haha! Ow! I am so lucky. Ooh! No! Oh, I got so lucky there. Not gonna get lucky this time. Ooh! Oh, I did. Oh, oh god. No, 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 no. Hey!
They have some similar aspects.
Really? I would never have guessed, because, you know, fighting games usually they're so clunky. Like, I mean, even Mortal Kombat 11, which was way better than Street Fighter, was still kind of clunky. It was just more fun though. The combos actually worked better. There were more characters that were more interesting to play and had more variety to their moves. And it didn't feel like one was drastically more powerful than another.
Knowing when to press, sidestep punishing, etc.
It's a timings game, right? Yeah. I get that. That's how a lot of people play Souls games. They go all about the timing. Usually I just go by instinct. I don't try to memorize their timing all that much. It just kind of happens over time. But other people will. I mean, I know that there are some people like my little brother. Yeah, no, not really. I mean, there's dashing-ish, kind of. Yeah, they're not really that. I would not call them fast-paced action like this. This is fast-paced, blood-pumping action. And the fighting games I played, it's more like something you sit back and play with your bros, not something you would play by yourself. That's the biggest distinction for me. Because even though they're technically both all about action, I'm still trying to figure out where I'm supposed to head of the horse, maybe? I've actually, oh wait, I've tried Soul Calibur 6. Yeah, that was not good either. I think I actually still have that downloaded on my PS5, just because I have so much storage space, I didn't need to get rid of it, so I'm like, might as well keep it. Because I have a lot of extended storage for my PS5, and I mean a lot. I have 10 terabytes of extra storage for my PS5. 2 of it SSD, 8 of it. Well, I mean, as I said, I just don't think I'm a fighting game person. As far as fighting games go, it wasn't that awful, but like I would rate it, certainly rate it above Guilty Gear. I'd probably rate it above Street Fighter 5. But it's like an odd mix between a 2D fighter and a 3D fighter in a way. The way that you play Soul Calibur, at least that's what I was getting from the little bit I did play of it. But I also never give those games enough of a chance to really learn them well. That's my problem. Because it takes time to learn games like that well. Just like this game, sure, you might not be able to learn it well in a short amount of time, but you can get the gist and start getting really into it. Whereas fighting games, you'll feel kind of hopeless and just button mashy for so much longer than games like this. Because you'll know what you're doing in games like this, you'll just suck at it. In fighting games, at least for me, I am just sitting there confused as to what move I should make next. What are my combos for this character? What can I do? Honestly, that's what I always have to ask myself.
I've been playing since Tekken 3.
Yeah. But as I said, fighting games haven't really been a thing I could even have a chance of getting into until like 2 years ago when I got my own job and started making my own money. Because everything got held back a year because I'm homeschooled, and in order to get my high school equivalency to get a job in a decent place in my town, I needed to go to the college to get it done, and because of COVID, they were all shut down, so I was held back like an entire year while all the colleges were shut down to hold up. It drove me insane. I was ready to get out, start making my own money. So that I've always been a huge gamer, so I wanted to finally be able to try all these games that my mother would never let me play. Such as the fighting games. Mortal Kombat 11 was the first one I tried. Then I insisted on trying other fighting games. I actually think the newer Tekken is free on the PS Game Pass, which I do happen to have. Maybe I'll try it out at some point. Maybe one of the times when I'm hanging out with my little brother, I'll download it and be like, you want to try and beat the ever-loving daylights out of each other? Hey! And it'll be like, what, with wooden swords? And I'll be like, ooh. I had a couple. Rambo I was really good with. I was good with Rambo. I did really good with him. What was the name? Something Khan. The not evil Khan. I don't remember his name. His full name. I played him. I was good with him. And then, that sounds right. Oh, let's see. There was one more. What was it? Kung Lao, I think is his name. Hat guy. The guy who would throw his hat with the blade on it. I think his name is Kung Lao. I was really, really good with him too. Which is funny because he does not match my general playstyle. Plus, playing through the story, he was like one of my favorite characters too. I just thought he was so much cooler. Ah, Liu Kang. I tried Liu Kang. I was just no good with him. I heard good things about him, though. A lot of people really do like him. Uh-oh. I thought I had one more. I really need to count better. If I had one more, I might have beaten him. Because I don't think that would have killed me. But I also never had the opportunity to play digital games until I moved out. Because the place where I grew up, we had Wi-Fi that was like 1 megabit per second. Something ridiculously slow like that. It was just kind of atrocious. When you only get 1 megabit per second Wi-Fi, you can't even update games. Like, that's when I played this. I wanted to try the updates, and I'm just like, but I can't. 1 megabit per second, no matter what it is, it's too much. I remember I bought Ark at some point. I don't know what you know about that game. And you go to update it, and the first update is like...
So now you got the PS5, the PS Plus games, the internet speeds, etc.
Yep. And now I do streaming because I wanted to have a nice hobby, something that I could incorporate games into, because that is one of my other hobbies, and just, I don't know, it's just a different feel streaming. I don't know how to describe it. It's, even if you know nobody's watching, it just doesn't feel that as lonely. Because, don't get me wrong, I love my solo play games. Like, I love this game to death. But it gets lonely after 30 hours sitting here playing a game by yourself. You're just like, I wish I had someone else I could talk to about this, or someone to just sit, chat with, and enjoy things that happen. That's always why I used to be interested in watching streamers, because it felt like a good time. And honestly, all the streamers I have watched I greatly enjoy. I haven't branched out my streaming variety all that much. I have a couple Twitch streamers that I watch, and then one who only does YouTube and only edited videos, so he's not technically a streamer, but I put him in the same category. I watch them less and less nowadays as my free time sinks away, and I mean, this is my free time, pretty much.
Well, makes sense. I've had a few random streams here and there. Same reason, just for fun and to try to chat with people about the game.
Yeah. It just feels nice to chat with somebody and be able to enjoy something, because I am one of the few people in my family who like Souls games. My father has tried them. He absolutely despises them. He thinks they're awful. My older brother has tried them. He thinks they're awful. My mother's not a gamer enough to ever try one of these. She would be destroyed and would not like it. Once again, miscounted my flasks. That's not good. And my younger brother, he likes the games, but he's on a whole nother level than I am. And just like, and I mean a whole nother level. Like, I don't know if you've ever played Sekiro, that Soulsborne game.
What did they find awful about it? The difficulty? Or the genre overall?
One, they would never stop complaining about the controls. They thought the control scheme for the game was awful, which I find funny because they ended up playing games with very similar control setup and absolutely loving the game, but they thought it was too hard. They thought it was just hard to a point of being ridiculous. And then, what's their final complaint? Oh yeah, it didn't run so well. It was too choppy. I'm like, a game this fast-paced? The attacks are R1 and R2. They would complain about that non-stop. I always forget what the attack buttons are. I'm like, why? It's just like learning a whole nother game with a different control stream. You've done it hundreds of times before. But then again, I'm also talking about the people who tried Skyrim like when it was still relatively new for the Xbox 360, and they returned it because they thought the controls were too hard to get a grasp of. I was sad because I never got the chance to play it. Not that my mother would have ever let me play it until I got older anyway, but then we finally got it like half a decade later, and then it became like my family's favorite game for the most part. And then I found Dark Souls, and that took my favorite game slot immediately. Oh, even I think this is medium roll. I think they do have medium rolls. Come on. Yes. Ugh. What? Oh gosh. Last moment blocking. How did... Okay. What?
Returned. When I played it back in 2012, I was blown away.
Oh, yeah. I can only imagine if I played it back then. Because at the time I had played it, I had already played a bunch of these RPGs that were inspired by Skyrim. But then I play Skyrim, I look back, it's by far the best of them that I've played. And then I liked the old Assassin's Creed. I thought they were too easy, because by the time I ever got to play Assassin's Creed, it was past my Dark Souls playing time. I thought it was way too easy. I have tried Oblivion, yes. Oblivion was really good, honestly. I thought Oblivion was, in a lot of ways, better than Skyrim. It was just so hard to get into because the graphics were so much worse, the gameplay was clunkier, but the story better. The level up aspect to it better. It makes a lot more sense, and it makes it feel a lot more rewarding when you do level up, in personal opinion. Morrowind I have not tried. Kind of wanted to. It's just one of those games that was a masterpiece that was underappreciated. And then Skyrim came out, dumbed it down a little bit. Granted, looked a hell of a lot better. I mean, it's not even a competition. But it just felt good to play. And then you go to Oblivion, and that's more of the older style RPG that you just get sucked into. That still feels good to play, but it takes a while.
Just described in another step. Even better than Oblivion, but way worse growly and way clunkier.
I'm wondering how they're going to take Elder Scrolls 6, honestly. I honestly don't expect it to be that good. I think they're waiting too long. I know they keep doing re-releases of the game to try and keep people...
Morrowind has RuneScape-style attacks where you can be right next to them and miss.
Oh, well, that's great. Yeah. It is... It's hard playing the really clunky games of the older eras, but some of them can be so much fun.
Like the damage output versus match the animation error.
Always. How am I... okay, I'm gonna say that made perfect sense and move on with it. Roll with it! That was not at all the attack I thought he was going for. That was a bad way to end a run that was going so well. Oh well. But yeah, I used to, let's see. But games nowadays, they just, like, old style RPGs are so hard to find now. Like back in the day, I absolutely loved Dragon Quest. The old Dragon Quests. I loved the original Final Fantasy. Great game. And then I played the new Dragon Quest, and I was just so disappointed. It felt like I was playing a game made for children now. There was like no strategy to it. And then I feel like even since the Fire Emblems that I played back in time, they dumbed it down in the newer ones. They just keep making these games easier and easier for the newer generation, and I don't know, it's making me sad. Because the...
I haven't played many turn-based RPGs, but I really want to. I've played the hell out of Chrono Trigger though.
If you like... Well, what kind of systems do you have? Because I can suggest some for some systems if you want to try some. Because like the Wii... PS4 and PC, okay. It's like... There's a hell of a Wii one that I know about, so if you had one of those... I was gonna say... Great one. Turn-based RPGs for the PS4. I mean, this one's kind of a mix between a turn-based and an action RPG.
Can emulate PS1, 2, and 3 as well.
Okay. Well, I would suggest the original Final Fantasy. That is a hell of a turn-based. If you can get behind the fact that it's, you know, awful graphics. Might not be up to the size of a modern turn-based RPG, but it's just such a classic.
Final Fantasy 1.
Yes, the original. Not since they went into the hack and slash stuff that they do nowadays, back when it was one of the original turn-based RPG series. It was a beautiful series back then. Then I played 15, I'm like, it's not the... I only played the first, the 15th, and the 7th remake. Those are all of the Final Fantasies I've ever played. And it had been decades since I had played the first one by the time I tried the 15th one. Because, I mean, hell, at the time I played the first one, they were already on like the 12th or something. I knew some guy who loved emulating old games, and he introduced me to it. It's just... That's how I became to absolutely love some of these older RPGs. But let's see. Other turn-based.
Don't want it to call the original trilogy. Just cause it's the same Chrono 8 style as Chrono Trigger.
Man, I don't know if any of the old Dragon Ages you can get for the PS. Yeah. The love of 8-bit style. So that really was kind of a magical time for games. I knew that was gonna kill me. I should have rolled instead of trying to block. Ah. Because, you know, playing like old NES games and stuff, you can really, some of them, obviously some of them are just straight up awful, but some of them you can really see the inspiration to the future of gaming that it provided. And it's pretty neat playing those old games. I will have to say though that there are some newer games, such as Dark Souls, that have shaped the genre far faster. I mean, that game, this series has inspired more games since it came out than, like, I'd say more games considering the amount of time it's been out compared to like NES game series. Like, I know Castlevania has inspired a lot of game series and stuff, but this one is like a, let's see, this game is a mix. Yeah. Oh man, I love the original Legend of Zelda. Oh, such a good game. And the Legend of Zelda, for the most part, stayed pretty solid until the new ones. I mean, still, the new Legend of Zelda isn't a bad game. Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild aren't bad games, they're just not Zelda. Not if you played any of the old ones. And it's just, it's trying to mesh to the whole new open world, do whatever you want style that everything nowadays is trying to emulate. And it breaks my heart that those puzzle dungeon RPG games just, they held a place in my heart. And seeing them disappear from the face of the earth. Because Zelda was like one of the only big series that used to do it left, and it's gone now.
in general. If it makes me feel better, Bandai Namco is doing the same thing with Tekken Roll.
It doesn't surprise me, but I'm sorry to hear that a game series you love is being modernized. It's just it was gut-wrenching because back when I used to play the games on the Wii, Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, that game was my bread and butter. I played that game most of the way through like 4 times. I beat it only once. And, but still, that was over 100 hours in that game, because that game you could just waste so much time away. It was a magical game for that era. And then the next one came out, Skyward Sword. Wasn't awful, a lot easier, starting to dumb it down a little bit, but it still had puzzle dungeon aspects. I can live with it. I could live with the game. And then Breath of the Wild, and that one just killed me inside. Because I'm like, ooh, a new Zelda game. And then it's just an open world hack and slash RPG, and I'm like, oh no, what did they do? And with the popularity, that's just going to be what it is from now until the foreseeable future. And it kills me. Now let's see, what other games were complete sellouts? Assassin's Creed. The old style of Assassin's Creed. Great.
Growing up on Zelda, I never had the systems. I had a PS1, 2 then 3 growing up.
I mean, never underestimate the PS1. Ooh! Let's see, I think you might be able to get some of the newer ones. Breath of Fire, that was a good turn-based RPG back in the day. You might be able to get some of those for the older PS systems. I don't remember which PS they stopped making them during, but I know they were originally Nintendo, but I think they became PS and Nintendo when, you know, the PS became a thing. But that one was pretty good. Not the hardest, but it was reasonably challenging. At least the one I played. I played the original. It was reasonably challenging. And that was good enough for me after being unable to find any reasonably challenging RPG for the longest time. Turn-based RPG. Let's see, what is the hardest turn-based RPG I think I've played? Trying to think. There's a couple. Some of those JRPGs are really tough though. Nah, the base game was easy on that one. Just the Astrogane dungeon was hard. It would have to be between Dragon Quest VI and Archives Fantasia. Those are the hardest turn-based RPGs I think I've ever played. And Archives Fantasia, I think, is actually technically harder, but it's easier to farm in. So, if you don't farm a lot, it's a much harder game. But if you do farm a lot, you're going to find yourself pretty even with the Dragon Quest. Let's see. Man, one of the only games I ever really played on the original PS, other than, I mean, I know they made a remake of Final Fantasy 1 for the PS, but one of the only games I really played a lot of on the original PS was Spyro. Because my family had an original PS for a very short amount of time before that kind of went away. I don't remember even what happened to it. It just disappeared. Oh. Well. I was just talking about the hardest RPGs turn-based RPGs I think I've ever played was probably Dragon Quest VI, I believe, and Arc-Rise Fantasia. And Arc-Rise Fantasia, I'd say, is technically harder. It's just easier to farm in, to get a good amount of experience, to get a high enough level to be relatively difficult and not super difficult. But I am a huge fan of farming in RPGs. Is it fine PK start at 6? Is it? Ow. It's fine to start what? The... I am not getting what you're trying to say. I apologize.
Dragon Quest 6.
Oh, I should have known what you were talking about. 6. Yeah, I'd say it's perfectly fine to start there. It's a, I'd say it doesn't really matter, because I'd say each story is kind of one-shot. It's just, you know, got the same feel, got the same kind of monsters. You know, like their style of slime is going to be in every one of the Dragon Quest games. That's like the biggest differentiation. How did that hit me? Ow, stop smashing my shield. Stop it! Yikes! Oh, I thought he was using the other one. But yeah, I'd say Dragon Quest VI is fine to start at. I found that a lot of the RPG series, they're one-shots, so never be afraid to just dive into an RPG series or something, even if it's like the 12th installment or the 14th installment, because I've learned that for the most part, most of them, it does not matter. I used to be afraid of that myself. Like, I was debating whether I should get the 6th Dragon Quest back in the time when I had it. And I just... like, it's the 6th entry in the game. But I found it at GameStop in the $5 game bin. And I'm just like, you know what? It's just $5. Which, I never had an allowance as a kid, so $5 for me was still a lot of money. But I knew the price of games, so I knew that it couldn't possibly be that bad a deal. Okay. I would say yeah, because they're one-shots once again for the most part, but they're not really turn-based RPGs at that point. I think the original 7 is still... Oh, go for it then. I would go original 7 rather than remake if you're going to, though, because I hear a lot of bad things about the remake from people who played the original, saying that they ruined a lot to such a beautiful game that it was. So many people were disappointed, but people who didn't play it absolutely loved it, so, you know. I personally didn't like it. I thought 15 was much better. Really? I know they, maybe they only altered it in the remakes for the games. Because I know for the remake of 7, it turned kind of like hack and slash turn-based mix in some ways. I'd say it was just mostly hack and slash, but they had a little bit of turn-based inspiration to it. And I'd say that back in the days, yeah, which honestly isn't that bad. It's just not the Final Fantasy that I knew, but I shouldn't have expected it to be the same. It was 14 games down the line. No game stays the same that long. Just like I really shouldn't have expected The Legend of Zelda to stay the same, but something about me just wanted to. I'm sure you understand that, though. I'll have to give Tekken a try at some point. Yeah, I saw that, and I thought that was kind of neat. I'm like, well, that's a neat little crossover. Normally in crossovers for fighting games, it's all like old movie characters or something, but I kind of like the fact that they added a RPG video game character. It just kind of was interesting. He jumped right over my head and somehow hit me. Ow. Let's see. I'm trying to think. What other games do I know of that have crossovers that actually matter, though? Because, like, most games and their crossovers, none of it matters. Because it's just a skin or something. But when you're talking about a fighting game, they kind of have... No! They kind of have to add unique moves and make them, you know, like their character. Otherwise, no one's gonna go for it. So, I was glad to see characters that might be recognizable be put into another game like that, because one of the most common crossovers I see is Nier crossovers. I see those everywhere, and because of it I decided I'd try Nier, and oh my god, I do not like that game. It just was not that good. It was a Souls-like game that just did not embrace the feel of the gameplay at all, and it just kind of annoyed me. But you see countless crossovers because it's a beloved game. But everybody's got their game, I guess. Just like for my older brother, it's Apex, and oh my god, once again, another game I don't particularly like, but I end up playing a lot of, because people around me play. How did you get into Tekken? Was it just kind of like a, somebody you knew played it, so you thought you'd try it, or was it just like, oh, this game looks cool?
Has a fundamental Tekken character, super strong actually, some Tekken players dislike.
I mean, if you see some of the stuff he kills, I don't know about the lore of Tekken, but I mean, yeah, I can imagine him being super strong. Ow. Come on, come on. Get up. Slice that rump. Ow. And one more. So I get a 4 attack, then have to move again. Yep. I fought this guy so many times in a row, I'm starting to get his pattern, but that was a sick move on his part. I'm not even trying to, I'm just starting to pick it up. I should change the name of this stream to just getting my, what's this called? What's this guy called? The Erdtree Knight or something?
I first played Tekken 3 with my uncle when I was 6 on the PS1.
Wow. So it is like your game that you've played since childhood. That's great. I wish I could say I play any of the game series that I've played since being that young, but my parents wouldn't even let me play games till I was like 8, and then all of my favorite game series are far darker, grittier, or more action-packed than they ever would have let me play. Or higher strategy. But I think that's kind of what allowed me to really explore in my later gaming years. Ow. No fun. Oh. Oh wow. Then Tekken 6 was a game changer on the PS3 cause it was the first. The first, what, online multiplayer one? Because isn't the PS3 when online multiplayer and stuff took off and became a thing? I think it was. The PS3 and the Xbox 360 were like the first online multiplayer kind of games. And it shaped the industry forever. Uh-oh. I messed up. On the PS side, yeah, PS3 for sure. The golden era of gaming. That's all you hear about that era of gaming. It was the golden era of gaming, the Xbox 360 and the PS3. I mean, I can't say I argue, but being an Xbox kid growing up, Xbox and Nintendo, I guess. Yeah. On the Xbox side, I can certainly say that that generation of game console was just magical. The amount of games that came out then were crazy for their time. It took such a large jump in those days. And I know, because I've played games on all of the consoles. Well, not all of them, but I've played emulations of games from all the consoles, I should say. Okay, well, all the relatively newer consoles. Like, I've never played an Atari game or something like that, but, you know. Most people my age haven't even played an Atari game ever, so I haven't played an NES game ever, so, you know. Which is weird, because I'm not even that old. Because games haven't been that far away from mainstream for... I mean, games have been mainstream for a while now. So it's kind of weird that... Oh, that game infuriated Oh, After Effects. That game infuriated me. I was never good at that game. Oh. I was just never any good at it. I tried and I tried so hard because my father, it was one of those original games that I absolutely loved. And I thought I'd give it a try.
The code to get Rise to Mount. 0073735963.
Wow. That's a hell of a memory. I can't even remember my own phone number. Okay, that's not true. I can now, but it took me like, oh, I don't know, half a year to remember my own phone number. I am not good with dates. Numbers, codes, I cannot remember them easy. I do much better with like passwords and stuff. But if I put any number in the password, that's what I forget. It's really weird. Like my mind is broken when it comes to numbers. I'll jump attack too! Oh boy. Oh gosh. Ugh. Man, how many digits was that code? I can't even remember. And growing up, I had a hard enough time remembering my own birthday. And yeah, that's crazy. to be an old game code like that, still remember it, something that you don't use every day. That's crazy. Kudos to you and your memory, man. Whoa! He is playing violent this life. Dang! Alright. Even I am starting to get tired of this.
Salty I was. It was locked in a mouth.
Well, I mean, I guess that's the power of, you know, salty. Come on, come on, come on. Nice. Oh, the coffee's wearing off. I can feel it. I will slash your horse's rump until he submits to me. That sounds very odd and very wrong. Ignore what I just said. Although it will be recorded forever, so technically you can. 'Cause I post all my streams to YouTube. Yes, yes. Ow, stop it. Stop cutting me, you heathen. How dare ye! Perfect timing. Not perfect timing. Oh, good. He didn't go for a fourth one. That would have been a bit overkill. Ow. Come on. And the fight begins once more. I can't tell whether I'm getting better against this guy or worse. Back, I say! On guard! Woo! Woo-hoo-hoo! That was way delayed reaction, my man. Oh, that was a good one. That was a headshot, man. Oh! No! Oh! No! Oh, so close. So close to being alive that round. I was doing so good. At least I felt I was doing so good. Oh man, the lore of Dark Souls of just bashing your head against something. It's too much for me sometimes. Because just bashing bashing my head against this guy till I beat him is very tempting. But I know I also need to get sleep. Because I have a active job. So... sleep is important when you're doing physical activity. Oh boy. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, 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 yes. Come on. Come on. Almost. Oh man, what time is it? I thought that opened. Oh, 4:07, huh? And I should probably start thinking about calling it quits for the night. Because I have to start getting ready for work at like 2:40. And then they don't allow you to be even a millisecond late without giving you a point with their point system, so you know, have to be careful about that. Because I work from technically 3:30 to midnight, so it is a brutal. It's brutal hours. So hard to get used to. In fact, I've been working there for 2 years and I'm still not fully used to it. Those hours still kick my butt. I've tailored my entire life schedule around the job and my hobbies, and it's just hard to keep up sometimes, honestly. Here comes the shield. That's right, I know your moves. Ow! I knew you were gonna do that. I knew you knew I thought you knew I was gonna do that. Or something. What? That was my last flask, I think. How come being crushed by the shield itself actually does less damage than being hit by the shrapnel caused by the shield? I wonder why they made it do that. Maybe it's just a glitch in the hitbox of the shield. Somehow that did not get me killed. It will get me killed in the end, but... Ow! Oh god. That was close. Ow! I knew it was coming. I should have tried to parry it, because I don't think there was any other way I'm gonna beat this guy. Whoa! That was it. I knew the second I saw him and realized he was going for a shield attack instead of a rear up horse attack. It's like, it's over. Like a gunshot to the head. It was over. Well, this one's already doomed. I accidentally drank a flask. You know what just occurred to me? I still haven't talked to this guy. I still have not talked to this guy. That's probably... I swear, I don't know what is with me now. That's right. I started with yes. Oh, that is a game changer. I forgot I started with a golden seed. That is a huge, huge, huge deal for me. He always opens up with that move, I've noticed. Not that I can blame him, that is one of his most fearsome moves. His other most fearsome move has got to be the horse ram. That move is so hard to dodge. So unpredictable. And is fast. So that makes it a combo food. Turns you into combo food if he gets really good combos with it, which he usually does. He's pretty smart about using that move as if he was an actual player that I'm fighting. I'm going all reckless on this one. Reckless abandon for the win. I don't think he's parryable because I can't even stagger hit him, so I don't think they're gonna allow me to parry him. Ow. Alright, I think I'm gonna do one more try and then call it a night, because I got stuff to do. Oh, but what fun. Think next playtime I'm gonna go do something else though. Vary it up, and I'll be back for you. Oh, I will be back for you. How I've been trying to beat this guy for almost 2 hours straight and not get bored. No, actually it's been over. It's probably been about 2 hours exactly now. Back off, jump attack, side step, hit the back, run forward, block, let him attack, hit him in the back, dodge, oh! Oh, the music to this game, beautiful. It really is just a beautiful soundtrack. Kudos to FromSoft for this. What a masterpiece of a game. Honestly, not my favorite Souls game, but this game is still an absolute masterpiece. And I believe that you guys should be at the top of the gaming food chain after this. The magic that is this game is just stellar. The magic that is all your Souls games. Other than maybe Bloodborne for me, but I know most people absolutely adore that game, so... Okay, you know what? One more. That's what this game does to me. I'm just sitting up here all night. I've gotta beat him! I remember when I first started playing the game, I was stuck on a boss. Not this guy, actually. And I had just started playing at like 3 in the morning. Like, I'll play for like an hour. I really shouldn't even play for an hour. I should just go to bed because, you know, first day of the work week tomorrow and all. But, you know, I want some last fun, last moment fun to end the work week, to start the work. So we end the weekend with a bang. So I started playing, got into a boss room. I'm like, oh, I totally can beat these guys. I know I can. Just to take me some time, you know. A countless amount of tries later, so many tries later, in like 3 hours, finally beat him. I'm like, and it's 6 in the morning. I gotta go to bed. Well, guys, I accomplished absolutely nothing, but that's okay.
Oh, come to them. Of course you. Unfortunately, without guide, you are fated.
So, I'll figure out what I'm gonna do next time. Next time. Da, 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 da. Haha! Well, thank you guys for watching. I had a good time. Hopefully a good time was had by all. And, just keep on quacking, my guys. Hopefully I'll see you next stream, and have a good night.